Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBASE.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 18th Commitments of Traders Report of 2024. Before I start the review, I just want to jump over Bitcoin. I've received a request to show Bitcoin with the AfterSignal, the iCOT Intraday Indicator with AfterSignal. So just for a second, we have unique indicators at COTBASE.com that we've developed, trying to bring you COT analysis into the shorter time frame. So intraday world. Of course, we all know CFTC is publishing the classic COT reports and other COT reports on a weekly basis, but we wanted to see if we can bring that concept down into the near term. So you can read a lot here under indicators and find a lot of explanation on what type of signals there are. This, of course, is the basic iCOT intraday indicator. We do have a more advanced indicator called the iCOT Intraday Indicator with AfterSignal. This is a tool that is combining the signals with entry and exit points, basically. So a very, very useful tool that can supplement classic COT analysis. So I'm going to come back, don't worry. I'm going to continue with my classic COT review, but just for a second. And for those who are wondering if, I'm doing any settings before I do these videos, I'm just going to throw everything on the chart in real time so you can see this in real action. So iCOT intraday indicator, what I usually recommend doing is adding 2 on the chart. So you can see already with the default setting that we have some really nice signals. So these stripe signals are basically identifying those extremes in the market. This is a daily candlestick chart. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to switch this over to showing what kind of signals I want to see. I want to see all the signals. One of the indicators are going to show all the long signals, and the other one is going to show all the short signals. So any short, any long, there we go. And this is a daily candlestick chart. Now, what if I bring this down to like short time frames? You can see that we actually were able to catch this bottom. Just over here, we get this buy. So what the AfterSignal does is it actually filters out a couple of unsuccessful signals and tells you when to enter. You can see that it has been quite successful in catching this bottom over here. So it's a tool that can be supplemented besides classic COT analysis, and it works on stocks and currencies and all sorts of markets. So it definitely gives you more markets to analyze than, of course, classic COT analysis, which depends on COT data issued by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Okay, let's get started. We have wheat, the Minneapolis wheat on top of our list with a 32% change in commercials net positions. Of course, we're analyzing net positions, the classic COT data, and futures and options combined. So back to the 1-year chart, and you can see we have that change in the in commercials net positions, largest in the past 1 year, suggesting weakness coming in the next few days. Moving to a 5-year chart, you can see that we were at a significant bullish extreme before. We're not surprised to see rising prices. We'll see what happens. This change size is large. However, we've been in a bullish extreme territory, so we'll see if this change can actually push the market a bit lower in the near term. In the longer term, I think based on this stress level analysis, I do expect the price of Minneapolis wheat to go up from here. The next market is crude oil, Brent crude, 26% change over here in commercials net positions. Let's go to the 1-year chart. It's there. It's a bit larger than average, not as huge as what we just saw in the Minneapolis wheat. But it is suggesting strengthening in the next couple of days after the market has been declining for a couple weeks. 5-year chart shows us there's no COT extreme to talk about. So that was the crude oil, the Brent crude. The next market is the Chicago wheat. Of course, when it says wheat, that means the Chicago, the largest wheat market Here you can see a 25% change in commercials net positions. Once again, a bearish COT change signal. However, the size of the change in commercials net positions was not as huge as what we just experienced in the wheat, the Minneapolis wheat. And if you go to the 5-year chart, the stress level wasn't as large as what we just saw in the Minneapolis wheat. So that's interesting to see a little bit different picture. Now, I usually move over to large speculator COT extreme analysis, but I'm going to do something different just to teach you. So there's a lot of ways to analyze COT extreme, and at COTBASE.com, we give you all the tools necessary. So by default in these COT reviews, I show you the COT extremes. But let's add the COT index. What does the COT index do? And you can see I just switched from 3 to 5 years because that's the look back period. And I'm going to add it to the table. So there we go. So if we order these markets by COT index, what it helps us identifying is extremes regardless of what the COT extreme column shows us. So you can see, for instance, here the Japanese yen is at 1 COT report. What does 1 COT report extreme mean? So if we order it by COT extreme, first of all, we can see that the Japanese yen is on the bottom of our list by ordering it by COT extreme. So the COT extreme actually will show you in order markets only if they are at their or not all time, but the largest extreme in that defined period. 292 report extreme in soybean oil will put the market on the list, but the Japanese yen has not gone on the list. So if we switch back to the COT index, you can see that it is actually at an extreme, 98% extreme. So it means that we take, in this case, we have, if you recall, I set it to 5 years look back period. Okay, we have a 5-year chart. So on this 5 years time horizon, what the COT index does is it takes the most bearish value. So in the case of the commercials, that was roughly commercials at a net 71,000 contracts net short level, and then takes the most bullish extreme, commercials being at 177,000 contracts net long. And you can see that there's a change in the direction of traders' net position. So it's been growing and growing for many weeks since March, and then suddenly it changed. The reason it changed, because you can see if I switch to 1 year's chart, there was a reaction from the market. So it seems as if the Japanese yen started reacting to that bullish extreme signal. Okay, so we get this one report. It means a one report ago were traders at that level, whereas in soybean oil, 292 report extreme, that means you got to go back 292 report, which would take us back over here to September of 2018. Okay, so it took that long time for commercials to reach a similar extreme. Okay, but if you want to just go through the markets real quick and identify the largest extremes, you may choose to use the COT index. Okay, and if you want, you can of course choose. Many books are talking about the 6-month COT index, but you can choose and identify 10-year or as many as you wish. We're just going to stick with the 5-year for now. And as you can see, soybean oil is on top of our list, 100% COT index value, Japanese yen, and the Swiss franc. If we go to large speculator COT extreme, COT index, you can see coffee at a 96%. Okay, this is of course a bearish COT extreme. You can see that we've been talking about coffee a couple reviews ago. I was telling you it's a bearish COT extreme, and we are expecting a decline. And it seems that was a successful signal. The market has started coming down, but with this 96%, value, what it means. If you look at, just focus, actually I'm going to take down commercials for a sec. Just focus on large speculators. You can see that overall they are still leaning to a bearish COT extreme. Okay, when large speculators in coffee are at close to all-time net long levels, that is a bearish COT extreme. So that's how you can use the COT index and just order all the markets by them. I think it's a really useful tool. You can of course do it for small speculators as well. I just wanted to show you, just to teach you something else you can do here at COTBASE.com. I'm going to wrap it up. That was all for this review. Of course, there's so much to do here at COTBASE.com. If you're interested in analyzing the commitments of traders report issued by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, then COTBASE is the place to be. And of course, if you want to add some extra value, use our special indicators, the iCOT Intraday Indicators, that can help you identify great buying and selling opportunities. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you liked it, please leave a comment, a like, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. That means a lot for the channel. I wish you guys a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.